booty, 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 bill, booty, 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 bill.
Don't worry, I'm gonna talk about the big booty cheeks bill. What's going on, everybody? I hope everyone's having a fantastic evening, afternoon, pre-noon, no matter where you are in the world. I'm Hasan Piker, and this Dawson I broadcast coming to you live from somewhat gloomy San Francisco, California, folks. We're alive, and I hope everyone's having a fantastic one because today's a beautiful day. Today's a wonderful day. I am not on a yacht. Why is my man in the cloning facility in Camino? Yeah, now get him out of the way. Are you in heaven? Why are you streaming from Clouds of Paradise? Yeah, I'm in heaven. The Fox News boomer BRAINROT has reached the TikTok debates. Here's Dean Withers having to deal with someone whose brain has been rotted by what they see on Fox News.
I think that democratic socialists are Muslims in a Trojan Horse playing nice to then hijack the nation.
Well, to me, I haven't seen any democratic socialists up until Zohran Mamdani, which is ruining my city that I love.
Explain how. I wish I could understand what a person like this means when they say this.
You have these people like Abdul Saeed, who's running with somebody who said that 9/11
Abdul Saeed, who's running with somebody who said America deserved 9/11, like as though I'm his like vice senator or something, as though there's a new position unlocked. It's called vice senator. When someone's running for senator, you have a compatriot.
America deserved 9/11. I mean, do we agree with that? Do we agree with that?
We're talking about Hasan Piker. He's not running
Hasan Piker,
with Hasan
yes.
Piker. That's false.
Huh? He's campaigning next to him, and
I mean, it worked. I mean, look
At a certain point, I've come to the recognition that most Americans are totally checked out of politics. They don't pay close attention to it at all. Everyone at the end of the day is a low information voter, every single person. And those who we assume are like higher information voters aren't actually demonstrating coherent thought, but instead are regurgitating what they saw on television. For the Republicans, it's of course what they see on Fox News, what they see on Twitter, what they see on their timeline. And for the Democrats, it's not that different either. Obviously, Democrats by and large, liberals by and large, have a much more diverse media diet. But even then, they are still totally malleable to media narratives, especially if it's overbearing, especially if you hear it all the time. This is more proof of the process. How many times have we seen this? How many times have we seen someone on TikTok say, oh, well, Fox News told me Hasan Piker is running. I have to be angry about this because Fox News told me this is something that is worthy of anger and frustration. It's incredible. This is like the most educated Republican voter, okay? The most educated Republican voter is just regurgitating what he saw on New York Post headlines like, oh, well, Zohran Mamdani, he's destroyed my city that I love, and also Hassan Abbey is running alongside Abdul Isai, and they're doing 9/11. They're running on a pro 9/11 platform, and it's like, dude, what the fuck are you? You are not living in the same plane of existence as us. You're just out of your fucking mind, I think.
at him now. He won the primary.
There's three stages on how a Muslim gains the power, right? Bryce Crawford said it. We're on stage 1 right now. Do you want me to repeat them to you?
Like, this guy thinks he has a fully fleshed out thought process on this. Like, he is going to describe Abdul Asaibol's process of doing Islamic taquitos. He has been successfully fear-mongered. Last election cycle, it was transgender panic. This election cycle, it is Islamophobia. Muslims are the new transgender. Now, of course, the trans panic hasn't gone away. Make no mistake. These guys can walk and chew gum at the same time. I would never make that argument, but it is pretty obvious that like the most salient enemy of America narrative is now moving against, Islamic style Sharia enjoyers that are doing ninja taquitos, also known as taquilla. And we are also simultaneously, transgenderifying, transmogrifying your youth as well. It's Islamic style woke Sharia, because at the same time, they're like, these guys are unbelievably conservative. It's not American at all, but they also are pro-trans, which is also not American, and that's far too woke. And none of it makes sense. Like, are we too woke and we want to transmogrify the children? Or are we too conservative but it's also bad? It's like brown conservatism, not white conservatism, which is good. here's Katie Britt on Fox News last night saying this.
That's what these candidates are talking about. They're jihadist sympathizers. We're seeing that there with El Sayed. You're seeing Hassan Piker become the voice and the spokesperson there for the Democratic Party. So I think we have to highlight it because America needs to know what we're up against. And I think this is going to make sure that in November, people turn away from that.
So yeah, Stepford wife Katie Britt says they are jihadist sympathizers, referencing myself and Abdul Acai Bowl, to which I responded with, we are for pluralistic secular democracy. You are not. You're a conservative. You're a reactionary. You do not like that we live in a diverse, pluralistic, secular democracy. You want to change that. We want to defend it. We want to preserve it. And yet you call us, Islamic jihadists, right? And it's ironic because the Islamophobia is directly attacking pluralistic secular democracy. So I said, yet you call us jihadist sympathizers because we oppose genocide being funded with our tax dollars and our weapons. And what's crazy about this process is these guys are Al-Qaeda. They are literally Al-Qaeda, which is a far greater threat to America, American democracy, what the United States of America is. These guys are trying to do what they perceive Sharia is, right? They're trying to do Christian Sharia, or at least what they unironically claim is Sharia, right? When they talk about Sharia law, what are they talking about? They're like, oh, well, it can range from lowering the age of consent to treating women as property. I'm not saying this is what Islam is about either. I'm just saying their association with Islam is unbelievably conservative, right? It's fundamentalist, it's conservative. And it's very funny because American Muslims have always been pulled on this stuff, and Muslims in the United States of America are more woke than the people advocating for Christian Sharia. While simultaneously decrying Sharia law is coming to the United States of America, they actually are trying to literally do Al-Qaeda style policies. That's what's so interesting about this process, but that's just how racism works, right? There's nothing you can do about it. It's just we're white. When white folks are advocating for conservatism, it's good. And when a brown person exists, that's bad because they're, doing conservatism, but brown style. Be on the lookout for this kind of initiative a lot more frequently, because this is going to be base boosted by a lot of conservatives because it's very successful in targeting some less educated people and leaning into their fears, especially because you have an upwardly mobile minority population that many people are not privy to. Many people have not actually been around. And it's very easy to fearmonger against this upwardly mobile, somewhat isolated minority population, especially when the last 30 years of propaganda has made the Muslim population out to be the number one enemy of the Western world and the United States of America in an effort to justify the global war on terror. So that's what the conservatives are leaning into. And of course, if the liberals do not, across the board, the anti-Trump forces do not across the board oppose this kind of racism, it's going to get completely out of hand. And I would go so far as to say it is already completely out of hand.
All right. Stage one, the Muslims are minority, little political power. They are, preaching, they're persuading people that they're good. They're dealing with the LGBTQ and the Jewish people, which they hate. Stage two is that they grow political power. We're slowly getting there, as these more democratic socialists come in and we're electing these people in. They're gaining more and more influence. And then stage three is the Muslim, when they have majority of the society.
Yes, are you shocked at the guy who thinks that every Muslim on U.S. soil is trying to do fifth column style infiltration is a functional illiterate persuading? It's funny because it is rebranded Protocols of Elder Zion shit. It is what Nazis and what fascists use, what anti-Semites used as the Jewish problem and the Jewish question in the 21st century is now the Muslim problem and the Muslim question. That's what we're doing. Muslims control the media. Muslims control banking. Muslims control the world. Muslims are infiltrating the democratic socialist movement. Muslims are trying to Islamify the United States of America. And Muslims have a policy of lying in order to accomplish their agenda.
They're going to start killing Christians on the street. They're going to start killing gay people on the street. They're going to start slaving women, making women their slaves, just like how they do in every other Muslim country. If you go onto a ship in Gaza and you say you're gay, they're shooting you on sight.
Yeah, check this out. This will be a really good question that will expose you as the low IQ droid you are. Convince me that it's reasonable to believe these things about Zoran Mamdani and Abdullah al-Sayed.
What?
Convince me that it's reasonable to believe these things about Zoran Mamdani and Abdullah al-Sayed.
Well, I told you one about Abdullah Saeed is that he's running with someone who said that Americans during 9/11. How?
Saying that about Abdullah Zoran is funny. Saying that about me, I think, is even funnier. Like, I want to enslave women and like destroy the white race and shit like that is like so stupid. One, because I'm fucking white myself. And two, which one is it? Are we too woke or are we too conservative? And are you conservative? This cognitive dissonance is impossible to overcome for the average chud. Yeah, Democrats describing Hasan Piker is right. This is how they... And it's kind of sad because, like, you know, we joke about stuff like this, like Islamic Robespierre, right? But these guys actually take those jokes seriously. One example I can go back to as recently as like a couple of weeks ago is when Elon Musk lost his damn mind, unearthed tapes of Hasan Piker from when I was making jokes about the Great Replacement and how stupid it is. And I was like, yeah, Latinos with their salsa hips, we're coming. We're going to consensually steal your girlfriends and your moms and your sisters. And then, you know, we're going to eradicate the white race. And they were like, dude, what the fuck? He's admitting it. And it's like, no, you dumbass, I'm making fun of you. But what do you do? What do you do when the opposition sincerely believes this fear-mongering? Is secular Islam a thing outside of racist projection? Never pegged you for a very religious person? No, I'm not. That's why it doesn't make any sense, because the very same people that have called me a homosexual who paints his fingernails, who like dresses up transgender style, are now saying we are trying to make America, like make every American woman wear a burqa. It just doesn't make any sense. But it doesn't have to, because, you know, sucks for all of us that have to involve ourselves with these people. They're just dumb as fuck.
And I told you that was false. And if you want to critique Hasan Piker,
it's not false.
If you want to critique, if you want to critique Hasan Piker, that's probably like the worst thing to critique him for. Okay, like, listen, there's a lot of things Hasan Piker has done and said that I disagree with, but as it relates to that comment, for years now, he's been outspoken that what he was saying was that there were particular like foreign engagements involved in by the United States of America that descriptively led to said retaliatory attack. 9/11 was an attack of terror. 9/11 was an atrocity. 9/11 was unjustified.
Linked back to the Islamic regime.
Are absolute terrorists.
Linked back to the Islamic regime.
But I mean, he's even apologized for wording it in the way that he did. Like,
well,
if you want to hold,
of course he did now. Yeah, no, because he got caught, right? It's like, no, I did at the time.
Anything against Hasan, I just feel like that's one of like the like more difficult things to hold against him, because like that's one of the things that he's explained in context and held himself accountable for saying. But obviously, I still disagree with the wording. Does this mean that all Christians are pedophiles because Donald Trump was pictured standing next to Jeffrey Epstein?
Yeah, by that logic, Christians of the Holocaust. Yeah, I mean, it's fucking ridiculous. He said stuff that I disagree with. Why is it something every fucking person says? Because I have been so successfully tarred and feathered that it's like virtually, and I talk so much, and I also have a robust, I have a fairly aggressive group of motivated cyber stalkers who will be all up in your replies as soon as they see anybody defending me, that they have to do the throat clearing all the fucking time. The Republican Party's clip chimping initiative and manufactured outrage initiative isn't new. It's not new at all. People have been doing this to me online for almost a decade at this point. And that is the reason why anyone who defends me has to do the throat clearing of like, well, you know, Hasan Piker is a grave threat, but you know, this is the worst reason to go after him and that kind of thing. Like, immediately, they'll be like, he's a dog abuser, he fucking murders dogs, Islamic-style dog murderer, of course, and also he is a jihadist, He's a Maoist. He wants the American countryside to do the Great Leap Forward. He wants to do the pest campaign here. He wants to kill all the sparrows. That's what Hasan Piker wants. Sparrows are invasive birds and not native to the USA. See, there's a slander iceberg out there. What has made me so attackable and so easy to attack, which is my accessibility, and the fact that I'm constantly on and constantly live, is also what makes me so accessible to show people what the actual context is. All you need to do is redirect them to a YouTube video. There's a million of them out there. The first time I think people watch a video of mine directly or a podcast appearance directly is when they realize like all of this is just nonsensical slander and that I'm a fairly reasonable person that is very agreeable. We are Charlie Kirk. We carry the flame. We'll fight for the gospel. We'll honor his name. We are Charlie Kirk. His courage, oh, together unbroken. We'll make heaven known.